All right, guys, so we're just going to go over a couple things real quick that you need to know for tomorrow's quiz. Ratios, proportions, right? Make sure you can do these. There'll be a couple given to you, and then a couple from problems. So here, right, you know the butterfly effect, not the butterfly effect, but the butterfly method. 8 times x equals 5 times 12. 8x equals 60. 60 divided by 8 is 60 divided by 8. 7.5, yeah. Okay. And then don't forget if they have parentheses, if they have algebraic expressions, you're going to put parentheses, cross multiply these. At first, it's the number outside of parentheses. And then you distribute that. Sorry, this pen is still acting up. I need to get a new one. So 9x plus 18 equals 24. Minus the 18. Huh. 9x equals 6. Divide by 9. X equals 2/3. Whatever it can be, just a regular proportion. Okay? You'll have some of these problems. Extended ratio, right? So the ratio, we'll look at number 10, of the measure of the sides of a triangle is 346. The perimeter is 104 feet. Pretty simple. All right, so it's not going to work that way. Give each of them an X. Add them up. Make sure to pay attention to the problem. These are talking about sides, so it gives you a perimeter. If it's talking about angles of a triangle and there's no value, you know that's 180. Add them up. $104 divided by 13 is 8. And then don't forget you got to plug it back in. And on the quiz it'll be there for you, but 3 times 8, 4 times 8, and 6 times 8. Okay. So there'll be some problems like that. And then we'll look at the other page here in a second, and there'll be some more on that side. All right, so over here, the good news is you will not have to write out all the angles and sides being in proportion. You won't have to do that. That's a bell. We're going to pause right here because I might have to have a meeting, and then I'll be back. Okay. So, as I was saying, you're not going to have to write everything out. You're just going to have to be able to solve proportions from problems like this. So, we'll look at number 3 here. Whoa, that's twisting. Need to fix that real quick. So, you're looking to find the side x of this trapezoid. And so obviously x goes with 13 right there. So 1 fraction of your proportion can be 13 over x. And then you just need a matching side. So, we've already talked about proportions just a second ago. We want to make sure that we can also set them up from given shapes. Right, so that's really the only added element to this problem. On a problem like 3, you have options because all the sides are there for you. So it's really just your choice. In all the examples I did, I chose this one. No real rhyme or reason, doesn't matter. And then it's a proportion. Cross multiply, solve. I think it's 6.5. Am I right? 8 divided by 12. Yep, okay. And then just remember also, because it's the same thing, we'll look at number 4. A couple small things. If the two shapes are not lined up with each other and that throws you off visually, literally draw one of them again. Like here, if you want. Well, that's a bad triangle start. Let's try that again. For what it's worth, I'm drawing on the screen and this pen's not working with me. So that's not a triangle at all, but you get the idea. There's a 4, 3, 4. That's my finger, and that doesn't work as well. But the point is, now you can see the things that match up. Those need to be in parentheses. That's a little better. So it also doesn't matter which triangle you start with as long as you do both fractions the same. So I could have x plus 5 over 4, and that's going to equal 9 over 3. Okay? And that's x plus 5 from the side of this triangle, matching with the side of this triangle, equals the bottom, if you will. I guess it's the right side, but you can see it if we twist it around, equal to 3 of that. Okay? And then again, in the solving process, parentheses, 36 for the 4 times 9. Here you're going to get 3 times x plus 5. I'm not going to actually solve it, but you distribute. And that part's the same. Okay, nothing changes there. From this page, that's pretty much all we needed to cover. All right, so sorry, there's a little bit of a cut there. But yeah, so from this page, that's pretty much all you need to know how to do. So we'll look on to the next one. From this stuff, from this page, you will need to know the basic similarities. There's only one question over these shortcuts, but you just have to be aware of which one is which. So, sorry. So, be aware of these. We looked at some examples in class, but like on number 1, these are going to be similar because A and D are congruent, B and E are congruent. That's yes by AA. Okay, just 2 angles is enough to show that. Over here, now what I was trying to get across in class, and I hope some of you all got this, the way this sets up, you are set up that if they are similar, it's going to be SAS, because there's a side, the angle, and then the side. But just because that's the way the triangles are set up doesn't mean that's exactly what's going to happen. As we looked at in class, and you can see the answer keys for this that adjoin on the classroom, here, for instance, KL matches with YW, and you get 20 over 18, which is 10 over 9. Sorry, this pen is just not working for me today. And then you have JL over XW, which is 36 over 24, and that's 3 over 2. 2 clearly different fractions or ratios. So these two are not similar, even though the setup is SES. So just because it's set up for something, you still have to prove it. Okay? Over here, just remember this line here is to indicate that you're going to be comparing this little triangle, TSL, with the big triangle. And another thing, this one doesn't have numbers, but like if you have, say, 6 there and 3 there, for the big triangle, TRU, the side TU is 9, right? So if you're comparing the little one to the big one, it's 6/9 on that side, right? Not 6/3, okay? This extra part is not a length by itself. It combines to make the whole side right there, okay? So again, on this side, there's only going to be one question where you have to identify the similarity, so it shouldn't be that difficult on that one. Last thing from this page is the shadow problems. And again, it is a proportion, so it's not like anything new or different. It's just understanding the way it sets up for a right triangle, right? So the object, it can be, you know, we'll see these over and over again. It can be a person, it can be an object, a tree, a flag, whatever. That's always straight up and vertical. The shadows on the ground, horizontal, so it always creates that right triangle, right? And then from here, just a proportion where we don't know the flagpole height, so 6/x, equals 1.5/7. Okay, pretty simple stuff, and they even show you how to do it here. So this page, pretty much the same thing as we saw before, just solving for proportions for things you know, or for what you're looking for. So just to kind of recap, proportions where they're given to you, proportions like problems on this page, so proportions there. The extended ratio proportions, real quick again, so like if it says the sides of a triangle are in ratio of 1:6 and the perimeter is 150 centimeters. I don't even know if this will work, but the main idea is each of those gets an X. You set it equal. Oh, this actually does work. You solve, and then you got to plug it back in. And the quiz is set up so that you know where it'll remind you to plug in, but, you know. So 1x is the 15, 3x, 3 times, I hope I didn't copy a problem subconsciously. Oh well, we'll find out. And then the, you know, the 6x is 6 times 15. That's a 4. 6 times 15, I think, is 90. Yeah. So problems like that, and that's pretty much all it is. Proportions by themselves, proportions here, a couple of these, a proportion with the shadow, and one problem where you have to identify the shortcut. And that's it. So hopefully the video, the answers help. Be ready for tomorrow. Good luck.